I guess it's about time for the intro. I mean, shit, I've been gone for so long. My old ass don't know how to do no intro. I mean, what's up? Type shit. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? A nigga back and shit. You feel me? It was a little bit of a break, but a nigga back and shit. Type shit. Look at yourself. Look at yourself, nigga. You're not shit, but a camera. What are you gonna do about it, nigga? Bitch. Except for my I love you, grandma. I love you, auntie. I love you, mom. I was just playing. All right, and how am I gonna start this? Welcome back. It's been a little while. Hey, not gonna lie, it took me a while to get back to normal. It took me a lot of consecutive days needing a break to get back into this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, bro, I was recording stuff, bro, and then I would get back to trying to edit everything. The volume's not there, or the volume is there, but it's cutting out like every minute. So every minute or so, I'd be talking, and then it would go to like I'm muted for another minute. The next minute, I'm back. The following minute, I'm muted again. So I don't know. Just took a lot. It's annoying to have to try to deal with over and over. And honestly, I meant to take maybe like a week break. It's been a month. So I apologize, but I mean, it's been a month. I didn't get to put any videos out. But I mean, I haven't got any growth or anything like that. So I feel like it's a pretty even deal. You feel me? I'm back. So I don't know. Y'all be alright. I'm gonna try to do my best with trying to regain my consistency. I'm not gonna burn myself out posting, you feel me, episode and then 15 clips. I'm gonna do an episode, video, and then I'm gonna come back with like, I don't know, maybe one clip, one TikTok per day after the video, after the fact. Cause I don't know, I was getting burnt out, and I feel like my clips was a little, you feel me? So I don't know. We back. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We back. We gonna get into this body cam video. A man walks outside to find decapitated roommate.
Hey, sir, how can I help you?
My roommate was attacked. I know it. I heard it. She's screaming. She was thrown to the ground.
Sir, come here.
This man just led.
And that would be crazy though. Imagine like, bro, I don't know, you just came home from the gym. You in college, you came home from the gym and your roommate is deceased, bro. That, not to smile or laugh about it. It just it would be a little crazy, like, damn, I'm just pause.
Leads to a dead body. The victim.
Nah, I can't do that. Nah, it's not funny or nothing. I don't know why I smiled, bro. That would be crazy, bro. Like, bro, it's not even cool. Like, you gotta think, like, what type of person does that take for you to like decompose?
A celebrity sex therapist was found lying unconscious under her third-story balcony. Officers were immediately suspicious of Amy's roommate, Michael Herman.
Hey, can I see your hands?
Yeah. That's where I poked it on the climbing over the fence.
Oh, okay, got it. What do you think? I don't know.
Climbing over the fence.
Something's off. He might be a because he's got blood.
The blood on Michael's hands and the signs of struggle found inside Amy's bathroom made it clear that this was a crime scene, and Michael is the prime suspect.
Do you still hear screaming? I still heard screaming when I was leaving. I yelled up there, "Hey, mother!" Because I wanted her to think I was coming upstairs, so maybe he'd like stop and run.
However, detectives began to have doubts. The further they investigated, the clearer it became that there was more to this crime than meets the eye. And as they dig deeper, they uncover that Amy had a history.
It took a little second for me to formulate this, but he said, "Hey, motherfucker," or some whatever. Excuse my language, but he said that so he could scare the person. But I feel like if I'm gonna decapacitate or decapitate. If I'm going to decapitate somebody and I hear somebody else talking, do you think, "Hey, mother," you think that's going to scare me, bro? Like, realistically, no. Realistically, I wouldn't be in this situation. I'm not a crazy person. But if I just you feel me? If I just somebody and I hear somebody else yelling, it's like, bro, my cover blown 5 seconds in. Maybe I wasn't built for this shit. No, I gotta get you too. You could have survived being quiet. But I don't know, that's just me.
Of troubled relationships, and many people had it out for her. But one relationship stood out from the rest. One that was plagued with stalking, violence, and abuse, leaving disturbing clues that would lead detectives to one deranged killer.
DR.INSANITY. Yes, sir.
So much I need to say. Please give me a chance to just say it, please.
At 1:11 a.m. on February...
I'm gonna call it right now. The person who was beheaded was going to break up with whoever the main suspect is, his roommate. And I feel like the police just gave like the names, like roommate, just because they weren't together, or maybe they was just living together, getting through like a relationship or something. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
February 15th, 2020, 911 received a harrowing call from Amy's roommate.
I want to reduce the operator 434.
Yeah, somebody just attacked my roommate. We're at 2086 Down Street. Find anything.
Okay, how was he assaulted? What happened?
It's a C. I don't know. I was downstairs. I heard screaming. Please get a cop here.
Okay, this is who's screaming inside?
Can't speak right now. Amy Harwick.
I mean, who is she to you, sir?
She's my roommate.
Okay. Is she screaming for help?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see anything?
No.
Okay, so
No,
what
I
did you hear?
heard her screaming, and I heard her being...
All right, so I'm going to find out that somebody's screaming, okay? Since you didn't see anything. You don't know if she's being attacked, you're not sure.
Yes, I know she's being attacked. I heard her got thrown to the ground.
With sirens blaring, multiple law enforcement agents rush to the scene. The information that they have as they arrive is limited. All they know is that there is a situation with a screaming woman and that somebody appears to be in danger. As soon as they arrive, Michael Herwin, Amy's roommate, is the first person to come into contact.
Hey, sir. Hi. How can I help you?
My roommate was attacked. I know it. I heard it. She's screaming. She was thrown to the ground. I couldn't find my phone. I couldn't find anything.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so you have access to here?
No.
Is there anybody else inside the house?
My roommate.
Just your roommate by herself?
Yes.
You didn't check on her?
Dude, I heard screaming. I don't know if that guy had a gun or a knife. I came running trying to... I couldn't find my phone.
So is there somebody else inside?
Yes. I think there's
Okay, sir, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Calm down. Calm down. Other than your roommate, is there anybody else inside the house?
I don't know.
So you didn't see anyone? You just heard...
No, I just heard her screaming. It sounded like she got thrown to the ground. I've been calling for her through his windows. Nobody's answering. Nothing.
So where's your key at?
Inside, downstairs. The back door's open.
Here, got my Here, let's do it.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You good?
Shit.
Six 815 advises the responding units that we had to hop the fence. We're going to be at the rear of the location. Sir, come here. Relax.
Damn.
Take a seat.
Oh my God.
Hey, we need to address that.
What was going on tonight?
I've been asleep. I've been asleep all night.
When officers move into the courtyard, there lies Amy Harwick, 20 feet beneath her third-floor balcony, going into continuous seizures with glass surrounding her body.
Bro, she's having a seizure. Oh, Jesus.
Amy lived in a relatively safe area in Hollywood Hills and was a well-known family and marriage therapist, so her home being broken into was unusual, and whoever did it made sure she had a painful death. She was thrown off her balcony, resulting in several serious injuries. The trauma to the head was so severe that it had resulted in a subgaleal and a subdural hemorrhage, sending in several serious injuries. The trauma to
I thought she was decapitated. Maybe they just said decapitated to get more clicks. But still, I mean, I guess I had some like chicken scratch handwriting, but I can't even pretend to act like I know what any of this means. But I mean, she got a cut right here.
The head was so severe that it had resulted in a subgaleal and a subdural hemorrhage, sending her into continuous seizures. Not only that, but her neck showed signs that she had been strangled before falling off her balcony. Even though Amy started receiving this situation.
Bro, I didn't know she fell off the balcony though. Like in my head, I thought that was like an option. Like I thought that could have happened. Because they said something about the balcony, and that was like, why does the balcony matter? So yeah, all right, cool.
Was far.
Oh, not cool.
Knowing whether the assailant is still in the house, officers began to breach and clear the ground floor.
Do you know if there's anybody else inside the house?
I don't. Oh my God. What happened to you?
Anyone else inside? It's the LAPD. Come out with your hands up. Hey, somebody pat him down, please.
Hey, stand up.
He might be inside because he's got blood.
Probably on my couch.
Anyone else inside? It's the LAPD. Come out with your hands up. Gotcha. Alright, so you guys can move up in unison.
Yeah.
Ready? On you guys. Just hold it. They're gonna move up in unison. You're good, Pascal. Whenever you guys are ready, go ahead. Go, Pascal. I got an open room. There's a balcony to the top. We got couches. Looks like a kitchen to the right.
Unfortunately, the one responsible for Amy's condition has managed to escape. And as cops make their way through the home, they notice that everything is organized and spotless, besides a few areas of interest.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now what that tells me. Everything's still organized, except for a few, they said, POIs. So, obviously, it wasn't a break-in. There's no glass destroyed. There's no glass anywhere. No doors are broken, anything like that. So, obviously, it was somebody who felt like they didn't have to destroy a place or destroy the place that they're going into or anything like that. Otherwise, why isn't anything, broken into or stolen or anything like that? So, it couldn't have been like a robbery or anything like that. But they say, except for a few POIs, which means certain points of interest are obviously like messed up because there's a physical struggle there. So, and then for you to be able to like choke somebody out, like out for real, I guess there has to be a struggle, but you have to like the person who's trying to, so you have to be like cool with them, or like the person you're trying to kill has to be comfortable with you for you to be able to, like, you feel me, get that close. That makes sense. So, yeah.
Beads. This is urine.
There's urine, but none of the bathroom.
Well, come on now.
Amy's bedroom was a mess, with the covers thrown off and a pool of urine in the connecting bathroom. Often, when a victim is strangled, it results in the involuntary loss of bowel control.
My fault.
Moreover, officers would discover something strange. Right on the balcony from where Amy fell, a syringe filled with nicotine had fallen to the ground.
So there's a loaded syringe on this.
Extreme doses of nicotine like the one found in this syringe act as a poison, causing organs in the body to fail and slowly kill an individual as they suffer from vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, and severe abdominal pain. Strangely enough, these types of drugs were never even present in the home, and even if they were, Amy would never take them, as her roommate explains.
A loaded syringe, so Sir, do you know her history of drug use?
That she's sober. She doesn't drink. She didn't even drink.
She doesn't drink.
She doesn't even drink. She's sober.
So nobody in this house is doing drugs?
I smoke pot and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, what do you mean and stuff?
Well, I smoke pot.
That's it?
Shrooms every now and then. Yeah.
Okay, so she's sober completely?
She's sober completely.
How sure of that are you?
I'm positive. I'm absolutely sure.
I don't know, dude. Something's off. Dude, that rig is loaded completely.
Yes, it hasn't been used
It
yet.
hasn't been used. Hey, can I see your hands?
Yeah. That's where I poked it on the climbing over the fence.
Oh, okay, got it. What about this one here?
I don't know what that is. I guess from the fence too.
Can you pull your
Look, I will say this though, bro. If you have your cuts, like if you have cuts on your hand, and then you have the police come, bro. Like, come on, bro. Have your story together. You're talking about, like, oh, what's that? That's a cut because I jumped the fence of your own house, bro. Your own home. You jumped your own fence. I mean, I do that, but I mean, bro, I'm 19. You feel what I'm saying? That's cool. He looks to be maybe like a rough 20 high, like a rough 25s, or like even rougher 30s, bro, if we're being honest. So it's like grown man jumping fences.
your sleeve back on this one?
Grown man jumping fences is crazy.
This one. Can you flip it for me? Can you do me a favor? Look up. Can you pull your shirt down a little bit?
Sure.
It's really like shady.
This whole thing's very weird.
And then did you see that? How it's wrapped around him? It's weird.
Although Michael seems incredibly suspicious, finding out whether he's guilty comes second. The first priority is to ensure Amy's survival, whose condition was worse.
You know, one more thing though, in my opinion, bro, he's not shaken up enough about what's going on to his roommate. Like, maybe he didn't like her, but it didn't sound that way. So it's like, at first he's like, oh my god, Amy. Like, alright, bro, cool. But I would expect 20 minutes later, you should still be on that type of timing. You over here talking about, well, I got this cut because I jumped the fence. You know your roommate back there, like, struggling for her life right now, and it's like, you don't give a fuck. You just over here trying to explain the situation to me. Yeah, I don't know. That just don't make sense to me.
Worsening by the second. Her pulse was nearly non-existent, and she was rushed to a nearby hospital, where it was determined that she had sustained many serious injuries since dropping about 20 feet from the balcony, including lacerations to her liver and brain damage. And despite the best attempts from doctors, Amy Harwick was soon pronounced dead. The syringe filled with nicotine, Amy's injuries before the fall, and no missing items. These were all clues that this was not a burglary gone wrong, but a planned murder.
What did I say?
Makes sense because working as a specialized sex therapist, and one that was very public with several shows and media presence at the time, was risky. There could have been too many people who had it out for her, since therapists often have to deal with emotionally problematic and sometimes obsessive individuals. For now, though, Michael Herman was the only person around Amy when she was murdered, making him the first suspect. Michael was already a suspicious individual, as his frequent cannabis use led officers to believe that he had at least some knowledge of drugs and could be behind the nicotine syringe. But more telling was the fact.
Alright, I was thinking that as well, but not because he smokes weed. But police would try to say that. Like, bro, we had a robbery in the neighborhood and your house is giving us a odor of marijuana. Like, bro, that doesn't correlate. That does not correlate. Why are you on my porch right now? That doesn't matter to the conversation. But what was I gonna say? I don't know.
Facts that his arms were covered in blood and scratches, which made him look even more guilty. So to get to the bottom of this, Michael was brought in for an interview where he would stay adamant about his innocence.
Can you remember? Do you still hear
I
screaming?
still
I
heard
don't know.
screaming when I was
Still hearing screaming. Now, and when we were at the house, you
Because
also
that was when I was yelling, because when I was leaving, I yelled up there, hey, mother, really loud, because I wanted her to think I was coming upstairs, so
Right.
maybe he'd, like, stop and run. You know, that
you would
was...
know that.
Do I pull this out my book of cards? Look, bro. Like I said, rough 25, maybe even rougher 30s, and you hear your female roommate either, I don't know, getting beat on, or well, he claims getting beat on or whatever, and you don't make any effort to go upstairs, like you, bro, I know some scary dudes right now, respectfully, my friends, bro, they scary, but they not finna let no female get beat on, bro. It don't even matter if it's like they're upstairs. You gonna, yo, hey, motherfucker, stop it now. That's not finna do nothing, bro. In hopes that he's gonna get off. And it's like, you call the police, and then you're sitting there explaining to them, like, no, I mean, physically, I didn't go try to stop it. I yelled up there, but it didn't stop. Now she's on the ground. Like, nah, bro.
He's not in the house alone. Two of them.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I didn't
Terrible
know,
liar.
like,
Terrible liar.
Multiple people. I just didn't know, and I just hope that would that would make the person flee.
Michael claims that after returning home, he heard screams from inside the house and then shouted loudly to scare off the potential attacker. He then entered the home to find the front door open and Amy Harwick's body on the ground. He immediately called 911 and attempted to provide aid while waiting for emergency responders. Not only does Michael fully cooperate with law enforcement, but he also has a solid alibi and witness testimonies supporting his account.
Really?
Additionally, there is no forensic evidence linking Michael to the crime. Still, detectives can't rule out Michael just yet, as there are no other suspects and nobody had seen anyone outside of Michael enter or leave.
Look at him, bro. He did it. He did it. Did he do it? He did it. Like, bro, no, did he though? He did it, bro, for sure. Look. He's standing straight in front of us and we can see his head shape, bro. It was translucent hair. Let me add that. And, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, he did this shit. He's not even looking at the camera happy, bro. I mean, I wouldn't in this situation, but like, bro, this nigga look overly. They caught me. They really caught me. Head
The
ass.
building. But this is when police receive footage from a nearby Ring doorbell camera, a crucial piece of evidence that would turn the entire case upside down. When the cops looked at the footage, they saw Michael come running out of the home, trying to wake up the neighbors and call for help. This was exactly what he told them he had done, which confirms the fact that he was likely only a witness to all of this. But the camera also picks up someone else at the scene. A strange male figure wearing gloves, hopping fences, and running through backyards. In many cases, this man can even be seen covering cameras with a gloved hand. Undeniably, this masked individual was the one responsible for this murder, but finding out who this could be was difficult. As they began.
Alright, I'm gonna quit pausing. I've been pausing a lot. But I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna keep it pushing throughout the whole video. I'm gonna try to. Normally, bro, in like these murder mysteries, and it's bad I'm comparing it to murder mystery because it's true crime. Whatever. Alright, so look. It's normally the first person you the first person you think of is normally the accomplice. So they're not going to be the murderer, but they're going to have a hand in what happened. So that's what I'm thinking.
Began looking into her life.
He may not have did it, but he knows about it. He really knows what happened.
With her family and friends and had almost no enemies. So police began to believe that this may have been a case of one of Amy's past relationships coming back to haunt her. But yet again, almost all of her boyfriends came up clean. All but one of them, Gareth Pursehouse, a man who was reported by Amy's friends to be an obsessive ex-lover and someone who had previously stalked her. But before officers look into Gareth, they decide to consolidate all of the evidence they have first. Because of the presence of the syringe filled with pure nicotine, detectives believe that whoever broke into Amy's apartment intended to kill her by injecting her with the syringe, but that their plans somehow went awry. Amy began resisting, and a physical altercation occurred that would be proven by a black rosary that Amy had been wearing around her neck. Beads of this rosary were found trailing all the way from her bedroom to the balcony. Not only that, a black leather jacket that was turned inside out was also discovered at the scene. It is likely that the attacker snuck up behind her, grabbed her by her jacket, and a struggle ensued. The attacker then likely choked Amy, dragged her out to the balcony, and threw her over the top. With all of this in mind, officers began looking for somebody who would want to hurt Amy in this manner. Undeniably, the masked individual was responsible for the murder. However, identifying them could be challenging because, despite being a well-known public figure, Amy had no known enemies. Police start their investigation by questioning friends and family of Amy, looking for any clues on who could have committed this heinous crime, and it wouldn't take long for them to get a strong lead. Amy's friends revealed to police that about a month before her murder, they began receiving concerning messages from Amy. She expressed fear for her life, mentioning that she had recently encountered a stalker. A stalker which, it would turn out, she had an abusive relationship with a decade prior. 41-year-old photographer Gareth Pursehouse. Amy and Gareth had met 10 years earlier in 2011 when Gareth had worked as a photographer on a therapy event Amy attended. They dated briefly, but Amy's friends took note of the relationship being far from normal. In May of 2011, Amy tried to file a restraining order for the abuse she suffered in the relationship. Gareth often suffocated her, slamming her against the walls, dropped her on the ground, and punched her. Yet, somehow, this order was denied as authorities believed there was a lack of evidence. Of course, this meant a quick end to the relationship, at least for Amy. This was unacceptable for Gareth as he started obsessing heavily over Amy, and his emotional state worsened. But Amy was the one who'd have to face—
there's plenty of fish in the sea. I ain't gonna lie, there's pretty— oh shit. Excuse my language. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Like, me personally, I ain't telling nobody my business, but there's plenty of fish in this sea. Like, bro, for you to obsess over one girl that tried to get you away from her, you get no hoes. You get no hoes. You don't even get, like, you can't even get a girl. You can't get a girl, you can't get no hoes. Shit.
the brunt of Gareth's mental decline. In the months after the breakup, weird occurrences began happening at Amy's residence. She would walk into her home to find picture frames were smashed. Sometimes there would be roses taped to her front door, and on other occasions, Gareth would refuse to leave her doorstep for hours. A year later, in 2012, Amy tried to file another restraining order against Gareth because he had once again assaulted her and dragged her out of a car. Fortunately, this time, the order would be approved by a judge, barring Gareth from seeing Amy for 5 years. However, according to her closest friends, Gareth's behavior became even more creepy and intense in the years after the restraining order was issued. If Gareth couldn't see her physically, he'd tarnish her reputation on every one of Amy's social media pages. Every single time she posted, she would get derogatory comments, and all of her publications in her field as a therapist would get bombarded with comments criticizing and degrading her work. But things would take a turn for the worst 1 month before Amy's murder. On January 17, 2020, Amy was attending the XBiz Awards, where she was a panelist of an organization called Pineapple Support, which was meant to focus on therapy related to workers in the sex industry. However, as Amy was having drinks before her segment began, she would hear a familiar voice, Gareth's voice, who was working as a photographer at the event. At this point in time, Amy had not seen Gareth in nearly a decade, yet he would approach Amy, angry and upset, saying that she ruined his life. One of Amy's friends would outline what the two talked about as Amy called him for help.
The first phone call, when she called, I couldn't hear. It was a lot of loud commotion. It was chaotic, so I couldn't understand and I hung up. And then 30 seconds later, I received another phone call from her as well, and all I could hear amongst the chaos or the sounds that were sort of the loud sounds was, "Get the F over here." Initially seeing them walk away, I first checked in with my friend who called me, and she told me, "This guy is freaking out on your friend." So I then walked over to where the two of them had walked to. And as I was walking towards them, the only words I heard was, "You ruined my life, you bitch."
After this event, Amy was extremely scared of Gareth and told friends and family that if anything happened to her, Gareth would be responsible, and he had sent her voice messages after the event.
I have so much I need to say. Please give me a chance to just say it. Please.
You're talking
And her
right now,
concerns
buddy.
were proven to be true, because when officers matched a picture
You're
of
talking
Gareth
right
to the
now,
man seen
buddy.
on the Ring doorbell footage on the night of the murder, it was an exact match.
It do look like
But
his
for
chin, though.
authorities to be sure that Gareth is the same man they're looking for, they needed to search his home. Obtaining the warrant itself was not hard, because the sheer amount of evidence against Gareth gave officers reasonable suspicion to do so. However, this suspicion would soon turn into shock as syringes filled with nicotine were discovered in Gareth's home, exactly like the one found on Amy's balcony. Not only that, but Gareth himself had sustained injuries on his body and had bloody clothes scattered all over the home. But there was one piece of evidence that proved to be a definitive breakthrough in this case. A DNA comparison between the fingernail scrapings of Amy's body and Gareth would turn up an exact match. Detectives knew that this was exactly the man they were looking for. So by about 5:00 p.m. the day after the murder, the cops locate and approach Gareth Pursehouse. In the face of Gareth's history with Amy and him being caught on camera, officers decide to charge him with Amy's murder. While sitting in jail awaiting a murder trial, Gareth doesn't show an ounce of remorse. In fact, while on a jailhouse phone call with some of his buddies, he cracks jokes and makes light of the whole situation. He even tells them that, due to the public's interest in him, they could become millionaires by selling old jokes he told while working as a stand-up comic. But this is far from the strangest thing he says.
Yeah, turn those into a book. Try right now, actually, try to find a publisher that'll give you money ahead of time for that, just based on my name because of the media. Like, that could be $1 million, I don't know. But I do have a joke for you. What's the most feminine candy bar?
Huh.
Hershey's.
At least you have your sense of humor.
Yeah, you got your sense of humor. You're making the best of it in there.
Yeah. Well, and also people are posting like crazy hate, and there's like, why bother?
So you said you're not getting out.
Correct.
Ever. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
So why am I talking to you now, nigga? You never getting out. You never gonna be in the outside world again? Why am I talking to you now?
I've seen what's coming at me, and it's not good.
I wouldn't even be on the phone with bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Super fun.
You get my
Gareth
day one.
Pursehouse has
Goddamn.
made it very clear that he believes he is going down for Amy's murder, and he has completely accepted that. One could likely assume that if this man were not truly guilty of this horrific crime, he would not be speaking this way. Despite this, Gareth was bonded out of jail before his trial began. But Gareth was certainly panicking, because right after he was released on bond, the first place he visited was Los Angeles International Airport to escape the country. Normally, a person who has their bond posted is not allowed next to any airports or borders to prevent them from leaving the country.
That doesn't mean anything, bro. Just because they're not allowed to. Like, they weren't allowed to make... Damn, how am I say this? They weren't allowed to have committed that crime if they actually did it, which... Bro, never mind, bro.
Country. And
Never
if they're
mind,
found
bro.
doing so, they're arrested immediately and given no chance for a second bond. Exactly what would happen to Gareth as he was arrested once more. The trial of Gareth Pursehouse began in August of 2023. The defense claims that Gareth was only there to talk to Amy and that her death was an accident. They also argued that while Gareth had brought that syringe filled with nicotine to the scene, he had only intended it to be used for his own side. But the prosecution took a different approach and painted Gareth as an obsessive killer.
She rejected his advances. She cut off all contact. And to punish her for that, he broke into her house on Valentine's Day. He broke in there with a syringe loaded with a lethal dose of nicotine.
The prosecution's argument was solid. However, they had a major point that they would have to prove if they wanted to get a guilty verdict. That point was that Gareth came to Amy's apartment on the evening of February 15th, 2020, with the intention of killing her, not just to have a conversation, as the defense alleged. The defense also suggested that Amy may have ended up on the concrete below the balcony while attempting to get away from Gareth out of fear.
One likely scenario for how Miss Hardwick came to rest where she lived in the patio is that she comes home, encounters Mr. Pursehouse. In a panic, she runs through her bedroom to her balcony, climbs up and over the railing, attempts to lower herself or climb down, and is unsuccessful and falls.
Throughout the entire trial, Gareth Pursehouse never once took the stand to testify on his own behalf. Most legal experts will say that this is something that
boy done got big though inside that, well, I guess he wasn't in jail. No, it depends how long he was waiting for the trial to start after he got caught the second time. That boy got big in that cell. That boy been eating good.
can be very telling to a jury. After all, if an innocent person has nothing to
Big
hide, then
ass.
it is suspicious that he wouldn't speak out to defend himself. But whether or not the jury in this case will see things his way, only time will tell. After finishing the deliberation process, the jury in this case reached their decision in September of 2023.
As to count one, we, the jury, the above entitled action finding the defendant, Gareth Pursehouse, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are these your verdicts? So say you one, so say you all. Yes. Thank you.
And just like that, Gareth Pursehouse was officially convicted of the murder of Amy Hardwick. The only thing left was for Gareth to finally be sentenced. Gareth Pursehouse
Guilty. 150 years. No bail. Straight black men in the cell. Except for niggas not straight. But shit, I'm just playing though. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cut that. That was a terrible joke, but that shit missed, bro. I'm cutting that, bro. I'm gonna edit that bitch out. But alright, look. We back. First video back. I'm gonna get this second video, you feel me, started. I don't know. What day is it? It's Tuesday. I post the second video either late tomorrow, damn near Thursday, or on Thursday. So maybe Wednesday around 11:50, or just on Thursday sometime. But we're gonna get the clips rolling. Maybe if I feel good today, for sure tomorrow. Some clips for this video. But look, hey, I appreciate y'all for sticking around. If y'all stuck around, you feel me? Comment something down there in the comment section. Let me see if y'all mess with me. You feel me? Hit me with a like. Other than that, have a great day. You feel me? Have a great night. Good night. If you better go to sleep. You feel me? Peace though.